When it comes to Kuu Kuu Harajuku, the series is a hidden gem in my opinion, with seasons 2 and 3 being improvements. However, there seems to be a little something that I have been thinking for quite some time. Oh, what am I saying? I have been thinking that since years ago, actually. And, well, I have been checking out on Moody Street Productions about it, and this is the result. So, was the hub originally going to air Kuu Kuu Harajuku? I honestly think that this was probably intended before it actually ended up on Nickelodeon, which ended up to be burned off. Also, the hub would have treated the show much better. And it would actually make more sense because Moody Street Productions and She's Owl, and that was on the hub, and that actually got good treatment. And Kuu Kuu Harajuku would have done better on the hub if the hub was still there instead of Discovery Family. Because Discovery Family, it felt like a purge with so many hub shows, and they lost so many acquisitions when Discovery took more percentage than Hasbro. And looking at this right here brings me to some second thoughts. Was it originally going to be on the hub and not Nickelodeon? I mean, it does kind of make sense, as people have been saying that it was pitched for Nickelodeon. No. Gwen Stefani pitched the idea, and it took them years. But Network 10 approved it, not Nickelodeon, because it was always an acquisition. You don't see a Nickelodeon production logo on Kuu Kuu Harajuku. You see Film Victoria, Moody Street Productions, or Moody Street Kids, and Network 10. You don't see Nickelodeon, even though Network 10 has been bought by Paramount, and it led to stuff like 10 Shake. This right here really brings me to some questions about it. Was it originally going to be on the hub? I think that actually would have been possible if the hub was still there, and it actually would have ended up there with better treatment. Also, would be nice for a 4th season, but alas, all sales and the poor distribution worldwide led to it. I mean, it didn't get to be in France, or in the UK, or in Japan, or in Latin America. Come on, like, if Kuu Kuu Harajuku were in Latin America, it would have been on, like, Discovery Kids easily, or Nickelodeon in Latin America. In the UK, they actually had dolls being sold there, the dolls. It would have been on Pop. If it would have been in Japan, it would have been like TV Tokyo, with a Japanese dub, of course. If it were on France, it would have been on Ghoulie. But, alas, that sadly didn't happen. I mean, Teletoon in Poland was the only linear international network that managed to air all 3 seasons. All 3 seasons of the series. And yet, you get those like Family Channel in Canada, which only aired the first 2 seasons. Nickelodeon, in its entirety, to include Nick Jr., even though Nick Jr. actually gave better treatment, which aired 2 seasons. You get stuff like MVC3, which only aired the first 2 seasons. Many did not air Season 3. ABC Me doesn't have Season 3 yet. It took them that long to get Season 2. If the hub were to have it, I think they would have aired it all 3 seasons, if it was still there. If not, then it would have aired like, at least like the first, or even the first 2 seasons. Oh yeah, I forgot, Ghoulie in Russia, that aired the first 2 seasons. And of course, there's Pop in Italy, which that aired the first 2 seasons, but it was cut. It was stopped at halfway from Season 2, and then the channel just got shut down because it was short-lived. So, I have been wondering about how it would have ended up, with reruns of Littlest Pet Shop, My Little Pony Friendship's Magic, and Strawberry Shortcake's Berry Bitty Adventures. Though Kuu Kuu Harajuku is rated TVY 7. The others I mentioned are actually TVY. So it would have been in another way, but it would have still ended up on like Saturday mornings. But it would have done pretty better. Also, crossover promos would have been pretty cool too. It's a shame how the hub just did not last that long. How Kuu Kuu Harajuku was planned ever since the 2000s. Anyway, guys, do you think that the show would have done better if the hub was still there? If it was intended to be on the hub? Or this might be an error because later on, that listing was then removed. And I guess they confused it for She's Out, but who knows? It would have actually been intended to be on the hub. Anyway, guys, this is Kawaii Life Antonio, signing off. Peace.